Yo, YouTube family, what is happening? Welcome back to the channel, man. Man, it's a beautiful day, first off. Let me start off with that, man. Sun's out, it's about like 60 degrees out here, man. Perfect day to hop in your ride, wind the windows down, and go for a ride, man. So make sure y'all do that. Make sure y'all get out of the house and do all that stuff, man. I want to first thank y'all for tuning in to this video, clicking on it, checking in with your boy for all my new viewers, man. Master Miata gang showing out a little bit, but thank you guys for tuning in, man. If you are new to this channel, man, this is what you can expect. On this channel, we're gonna give you some car reviews, we're gonna give you some car meets, we may give you some Mexico action, we're gonna give you some Dodge information, all that type of stuff, man. We're gonna do car stuff on this channel. So, like I said, if you're new, go ahead, lock in, subscribe, like this video, and go back and check out some of my older videos so you can get caught up to what we got going on. And thank you for tuning in, most importantly there. For all my returning viewers, I want to appreciate you guys rocking with your boy and support me the long way, man. That does not go unnoticed. Thank you guys. You guys are the real MVP on that. So let's go ahead and lock into today's video, man. You see the title, see the thumbnail. You know I've been getting down on this channel, and I'm not going to stop doing that. So this is something I've been hearing a lot of people talk about when it comes to Dodge cars and updates that need to happen. I've been hearing like a lot of people speak on like Dodge need to do this, Dodge need to do that when it comes to these Challengers and Chargers and things like that. One of the things I hear a lot of people talk about is the engines need more horsepower. They're saying the 5.7s need 400 horsepower at least. They're saying the Scat Packs need a certain amount of horsepower. I'm gonna give you some information here. The number I keep hearing that Scat Packs need is 500 horsepower. They be saying Dodge need to give these cars 500 horsepower and we'll be good. If you know me, if I'm gonna bring you some facts and some information, I'm gonna give you the real deal stuff. I'm gonna do my research and give y'all something to make you understand where I'm coming from. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now, 500 horsepower for a Scat Pack Challenger won't be enough, guys, and that's real. And that's real. And I did some math for you, so you don't have to. So you will know where I'm coming from when I say 500 horsepower is not enough for the Challengers. So, but more importantly, we're talking about the Scat Packs. I'm not going to talk about the Chargers. That's a little bit different story there, but I'm gonna focus more so on the Challengers in this video. So let's talk about this, right? The big three, they all have their V8 powered cars and naturally aspirated cars. We're not talking about the top of the line cars. We're talking about the cars that most people will be buying. Usually when it comes to Chevy, people will be buying the LT1s and SSs when it comes to V8s. When it comes to the Mustangs, people will be buying the 5.0s. For that, and for the Dodges, most popular car right now for the Dodges is the Scat Pack. I'm not going to talk about the 5.7s on this video because that's a whole nother video. I'm going to say it right now, the 5.7s don't have a dog in this fight, and I have a 5.7, so I know that firsthand, right? The horsepower is the biggest thing that people always talk about with these cars. They always talk about the horsepower, how much horsepower a car got, and people live and die on horsepower, but if we get a major thing that factors with how well a car performs. People, like, you gotta realize power is only part of the equation. The weight of the car has a lot to do with how a car performs. A lot of these cars, a lot of these owners that have these big horsepower, big horsepower V8 engines think they're the king of the road. They think no one can touch them until you get touched by a car that's half the weight and less horsepower, and you end up getting spanked and put on gap cam from some gutted car or whatever that's out there, right? Let's talk about horsepower with all the cars. They have the LT1 and the SS trim cars. Now, the LT1 is pretty much like the Scat Pack when it comes to Dodge, right? It has everything that the SRT 392s have when it had the SRT 392s, but it doesn't have all the creature comforts that the SS has. So the LT1, they have 455 horsepower. The Mustang guys, the new 5.0s, the S550s, those things come with 460 horsepower. And of course, y'all know the Scat Packs come with 485 horsepower. Now, we're not gonna go into detail as far as like how much it is at the wheel. We're just gonna focus on crank horsepower. But like I said, the major thing that a lot of people forget about when they're comparing horsepower to horsepower, they forget about the weight of these cars. Granted, the Scat Pack has the most horsepower by far, but the weight is what's getting us big time bad. I'm not saying us as a Scat Pack owner because I don't have a Scat Pack. I'm saying us as in Dodge owners from the get-go. The weight is killing these cars. Granted, these cars have a lot of space, but with great space comes great weight, you know, kind of like Spider-Man, you know, great power comes great responsibility. Some of y'all caught that, some of y'all didn't, but anyway. So here's the weight, man. Here's how the weight breaks down for the cars. For the Mustangs, the Mustang weighs 3,700 pounds, under 4,000 pounds. Now for the LG1 and SSs, the weight ranges a little bit. Depends if you have a convertible or not, or don't have a convertible. So what I did was I took the average weight of the different V8s for Camaro between the LT1 and the SS. The weight for that comes out to about 3,700 pounds on that, right? So you can see right there, Mustang and Camaros, they both weigh under 4,000 pounds. All right, Scat Pack. This is where we at with the Scat Pack. 4,200 pounds for the Scat Pack, man. We're talking extra 500 pounds on this car. Extra 500 pounds. I know I have the 5.7, but it's not too far off. My 5.7 weighs just as much as a Scat Pack for the most part. Maybe the engine is slightly lighter, but other than that, the cars weigh the same. We're talking about the narrow body Scat Packs here. We're not talking about the wide bodies. Wide bodies will be a little bit heavier, but the narrow bodies will be 4,200 pounds. So, like I keep saying, weight plays a big factor in how well a car performs. Typically, what people call that is power to weight ratio, right? So, in order to make a car perform better, there's two things you can do to a car. You can either lower the weight of the car or up the horsepower. Now, can you make a Challenger lose 500 pounds? You could, but you're gutting the car. You're losing all your creature comforts. You're talking about maybe lighter wheels, removing the interior. You're talking about a lighter battery. You're talking about lighter panels on the car, like carbon fiber possibly. You're talking about lighter structured parts of the car, like the front bumper support can be removed to put a lighter one in there. But see, like that's a lot of work to make a car lose a lot of weight and lose your creature comforts, right? The easiest part is add horsepower. Horsepower fixes anything. That's why Dodge puts a lot of horsepower in these heavy cars. But how much horsepower is it? So I'm gonna give y'all an idea where we're starting out when it comes to power to weight ratio. And I'm gonna put the graph down below so you guys can, see it for yourself and let you know I'm not capping. I'm being straight up real with y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all on this channel. So graph is down here. So look, this is the power weight ratio. So when you're looking at this graph, you're gonna have the horsepower in the first column, 455, 485, and 460. Which you can see respectively, that is the Camaro, the Challenger, and the Mustang, right? I have the weight there, 3,700 pounds, 4,200 pounds, 3,750 actually for the Mustang. So it's a little bit heavier, not too much. Now here's the part that's gonna get interesting, the power to weight ratio. You see the numbers, right? So this is really the horsepower per pounds, which it kind of translates to the same as power to weight ratio, so close enough, right? Camaro, 0.123 horsepower per pound. Mustang, 0.123 horsepower per pound. Those cars are evenly matched when it comes to a power to weight ratio. Evenly matched. Now look at us, 0.115 horsepower per pound. We are already at a disadvantage when it comes to the power to weight ratio game. Granted, we got the most horsepower, but we got a lot more weight to carry as well. So the horsepower pretty much is a wash at that point. The horsepower ain't helping us, man. That's why when you are racing, for my guys with the Scat Pack Challengers, when you are racing a Camaro or a Mustang, it can become a driver's race to a certain extent, but you already going into the fight disadvantaged because of the power to weight ratio. I didn't put the Chargers in here because of the fact that the Chargers are going to be way heavier. Are going to be much heavier. I'm thinking like what, 4,700 pounds, something like that, 48, whatever. It's a four-door sedan, so I'm not going to put that in this one. So the Chargers, you're going to be at even more disadvantage. I'm not saying that if you have a Scat Pack Challenger that you can't win these races if you are racing a car stock for stock. I'm just telling you that you're already going into it with a disadvantage, and it does become a driver's race to a point. I know people that say they beat Mustangs all the time. Other people say they beat Camaros all the time. So how much horsepower do we need, right? How much horsepower do Scat Packs really need to come with to be competitive to these cars and make it an even playing field from the get-go? Now, you can do all kind of mods you want to. The way I look at it is, once you start modding your car, I mean, anybody can win a race, man. You can take a minivan out here and start gapping people if you do the right mods to it and stuff like that. So this is what I hear everybody saying. Dodge need to make Scat Packs for 500 horsepower. The numbers? Nah, the numbers don't help. The numbers aren't gonna make this car competitive. If you make this car 500 horsepower, the power to weight ratio is still gonna be too low. You're still gonna be at a disadvantage going into the fight. You don't wanna go into a fight with a disadvantage. Why would you wanna do that? Why y'all here fighting people with disadvantage? It's a handicap match. So how much horsepower do we need, man? Based on my math, for the power to weight ratio to be 0.123 for a Scat Pack Challenger, these cars need 515 horsepower just to be on the same playing field. 515 horsepower, just to be even. And in case you wanna get an idea, that's a lot more horsepower than the other two cars are packing. 515 against 455 and 460, just to be even. Will Dodge ever do that? Nope. I'm pretty confident Dodge is not going to put that much horsepower in the cars, man. They're not going to go back to the drawing board and add more horsepower to the 6.4 liter. What we got is what we got. Maybe you can make it lighter, but good luck trying to lose 500 pounds. That's a lot of weight. That's a lot of weight. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. I want to appreciate you guys for tuning in with your boy. Hopefully this information will help you make a wise decision and be on your P's and Q's when one of these cars flies up to race you. And if you do lose, you know why. Power to rate ratio, man. That's the name of the game. It's Rubus_3, man. We're gonna catch you in the next video. We are out. Cut it.